Battle training is a good exercise to have at a hero school. The self-designed uniforms are so cool. I know if I were a hero, that's the part I'd be most excited about. That lineup at the end of chapter 7 is clean. Towards the end, I'll do a fit check. I like how the mom apologizes for not supporting Deku. While I usually dislike the school arcs, which I will get into, I do like the fact that it allows for Deku versus Bakugo. Rivals gotta duke it out. They obviously have somewhat of a Naruto-Sasuke dynamic, and I'm glad they got to even fight twice. It's rare to see same-side rivals get a chance to fight seriously in battle manga. One Piece has no rivals, Naruto does it. Bleach doesn't have any same-side rivalries that fight. They may have fought as rivals when they were on opposite sides, but once they join sides, there are no more fights. Same goes for Fairy Tail for the most part. There is one time towards the end where Natsu and Grey briefly fight. Black Clover has the same issue as Bleach. Demon Slayer has no rivalries, neither does JJK. Deku having half of his mask torn is a Spider-Man movie reference. Peter always got his mask torn off in the final battle. Deku countering Bakugo due to studying him was cool. Deku repeating the line that Ochako said to him earlier was so powerful. Of course the art helps, but the decision to set up a line that will be repeated in an emotionally charged moment is genius. In chapter 9, it's revealed that they used to be friends, but once Bakugo got his quirk, he became a bully. I like Deku's use of the capture tape. It shows his resourcefulness. The flashback does a good job at explaining why Bakugo became so egotistical. Everyone always praised him as a child. It also reveals why he hates Deku so much. Someone who was powerless tried to help him, and it made him feel weak, so he resented him. I love the detail of exploding sweat and the grenade bracelet. This scene really shows how obsessed and insane Bakugo is. Brief tangent, I love the way the manga decides when and where to reveal the official explanations for each quirk. We saw Bakugo's quirk in chapter 1, but the explanation is saved until the end of chapter 9 to increase the hype for Bakugo's recent attack. In the anime, they tell you everyone's quirk as soon as they appear. I remember vividly when Deku first fought Gran Torino in the manga. I was so curious as to what Torino's quirk was, and the mystery and theories were fun. Only much later in the arc is his quirk explained, but in the anime, they explain it as soon as he uses it. That infuriates me. Anyway, I love the way Bakugo uses his quirk for extra maneuverability. It's so creative and cool. Unfortunately, this is a rare exception. Not many other characters have cool quirks that can be used in cool ways. The only ones I can name are Deku's One For All and Mirio's Permeation. These guys get gold, meanwhile everyone else gets rocks. Deku's plan is epic and genius. I like how they don't make him win the 1v1 because realistically, he shouldn't. Instead, he wins the exercise by outsmarting Bakugo. Great moment enhanced by great art. I also like their emotional battle. Like I said, Bakugo is insecure and Deku wants respect. Momo being a know-it-all is kind of annoying, especially since she doesn't have the skills to back up her talk. Todoroki is set up as an OP jerk. Despite Deku revealing his secret being unwise, I respect it. He felt guilty that Bakugo thought he lied to him, so he revealed the truth. Their former friendship still shines through, and Deku wants Bakugo's respect. Bakugo saying he lost and that he'll beat Deku is his indirect way of showing respect. But the one part that makes me laugh is him saying that he can't measure up to Todoroki, because he can, and does. He mobs him in the tournament. Bakugo is slowly earning my respect. I can't say there was a theme here. Maybe fight smart if I push it, but that's already been done. Then Shigaraki shows up at the end. I hate him so much, man. This story introduces high-quality villains with likable personalities and strong beliefs and motives, like Stain, Overhaul, and Gentle, but for some reason, the story wants to get rid of each of them in an arc and keep this loser around. I hate it. That's like if One Piece had Doflamingo, Crocodile, Enel, and Lucci for only one arc, but kept Buggy around as the main villain who survives. He's so lame, but I'll get into that when he becomes more important. Alright, before moving into the next arc, I'll talk about the school arcs. The reason I hate school arcs is very similar to what I said in my video about tournament arcs. These arcs may progress the characters and themes, but they always pause the plot. The world takes a giant pause, so the kids can do whatever they need to do in school. The plot isn't moving forward, and it feels like filler because of this. Additionally, the kids are in a safe environment with low stakes in the school arcs. If there was threat of expulsion, like in Food Wars, there would actually be high stakes, but that has only happened once so far, and it was a fake out. In a regular arc, one of the consequences of failure could be death, or at least grievous injuries, but in school arcs, the teachers have to make sure the kids are safe, so the chances of either of those happening are slim to none. Another issue is that they are in a controlled environment. This connects to the safe environment I mentioned before. It's just practice and training. I want to see the plot move forward. I want to see what kind of interesting and unique events the plot will bring forth, and what kinds of turns the plot will take. But when nearly half of the arcs are just practice, that opportunity is smothered, and the plot takes a major hit in quality. Furthermore, there are no actual villains. The antagonists in these arcs are either teachers or classmates. This reduces the intensity of the action and usually eliminates the chance for ideological battles. There are some arcs where students versus students have ideological battles, like Deku versus Todoroki, but that's a rarity. Most students and teachers don't have strong ideologies that can be opposed, like Stain, Overhaul, and Gentle. These school arcs are usually the worst arcs. The sports festival and license exams are the only semi-cool arcs to me because there are higher stakes and rewards in both concepts, and they aren't just some class exercise or test. The sports festival allows the students to show off what they've got to the world. It's like college sports. The license exam allows the heroes to get their license, making them pro heroes, kinda like the Hunter or Chunin exams. The painful part is just how many there are. I even forgot some existed. As of now, the school arcs are the entrance exam, quirk apprehension, battle trial, USJ, sports festival, hero killer, final exams, forest training, hero license, remedial course, school festival, joint training, and endeavor agency. That's 13 arcs, over half of the arcs. If I look closer, there are some arcs where a villain interrupts the school arc. The League interrupted USJ, Stain interrupted the internship, the League interrupted the force training, and Gentle interrupted the school festival. I can also remove the Endeavor Agency, because they were at least in the field. That doesn't change the fact that they started as school arcs, but if I cut the count down to 9, it's still nearly half of the arcs. I can see a potential counter-argument. It's about a hero school. They have to do school things. Then have the first part of the story dedicated to them going through school and doing school things. Then have the second part of the story be dedicated to them as professional heroes. I don't want to see them bounce back and forth between being actual heroes who fight real villains and being students who do schoolwork. If you look at the entire story as Freytag's pyramid, the bulk of the story would fall under rising action. You can't escalate to dealing with real villains and then de-escalate back to schoolwork. That's unsatisfying. The stakes should ideally continue to rise. Maybe you're thinking, but what about Harry Potter? At the end of every single Harry Potter movie, they are fighting a real threat, a threat that is often connected to the final villain of the story. In fact, several times, that threat exists throughout the movie. Harry Potter knew what it was doing. These school arcs will forever hold back Hero Academia from achieving true greatness in the plot pillar. Finally, the fit check. Aoyama's sucks, Mina's is basic, just a skin-tight jumpsuit, but not bad. Tsuyu's is alright. It's also mostly the basic jumpsuit, but the color scheme and the blocking looks frog-like. The goggles are also cool. Ida's is dope, although I think he could have picked a more unique color scheme. Ochako's is cool. She had the bulky astronaut features that go well with her quirk. Ojiro's sucks. Kaminari's looks cool as a casual outfit, but it's lame as a hero costume. Kirishima's is clean. Koda's sucks. Sato's sucks. Shoji's is okay. Jiro's has the same issue as Kaminari's. In fact, they look very similar. Sero's is cool, especially if he has the helmet on. Tokoyami has the Kaminari issue, but I rock with the cloak. Todoroki's first costume is awful. No creativity. Hagakuro is naked, so it sucks. Bakugo has the cleanest fit so far. Those grenade bracelets not only look cool, but are an extra weapon. Deku's first costume belongs in the garbage, mostly because of the bunny ears and the light green. The actual body design looks kinda cool, like Spider-Man. I don't mind the idea of a full mask, but the execution is weak. I also don't like the extra gear pads, gloves, and shoes. It makes it feel very unprofessional and makeshift. It has potential, but it's never fully realized. Minato's is trash, Momo's is okay. That's it for this video. Next time I'll be finishing off season 3 and giving an overall review. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.